All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another match here on TCG University.
Nice.
Today we have Hiei versus Heidi. A bit of a fun one. If you like this, make sure you check out in the description the deck lists that we have, a couple profiles that will be up. And let's go ahead and jump into the match. Let's talk about the matchups. So we have
Mortality.
Hiei and Heidi, and the way that each of these decks are going to want to work. Let's talk about Heidi first, since I guess she won the die roll. Heidi is a character that attaches specific different colored characters to her because of the effect on her character. And whenever you attach a specific one, in addition to all the other mechs, you automatically win the game. And so the entire point of this deck is it is currently only playing 3 attacks in it. And the point is to just play off all of your characters and then win the game. The hard part is that if any time you have a mech on top of your character and Heidi gets touched for any physical attack damage, not loss of vitality, but attack damage, she loses one of the characters. It all falls off. So the main goal of this Heidi deck is to take and find the mechs as quickly as we can and then kill you. Hiei, on the other hand, is a deck that I built and Jeff is piloting, and the whole point of this Hiei deck is to actually just play as many throws in a turn as you can. Like, play a throw, have it go to your momentum, because of Hiei's cool ability of you can play cards out of your momentum as long as you haven't played them before in the turn. And then every turn, you just constantly play a throw. It touches them, it goes to momentum, and the next turn you play it out, plus another throw that you played from your hand. They both go to momentum, you both play those out, and another one from your hand. And then you constantly empty out your momentum playing throws, and then you add them all back with this incremental advantage. It is kind of like a Death by a Thousand Cuts type deck, but it's like every turn you're just throwing your entire momentum at them. There's a ton of non-blocks in this deck because of the attacks. Things like we've got Jagen Binding, we've got Spinning Pile Driver, we've got a Sliding Ankle Breaker, all as just non-block attacks. And so the thing is like we have to get these cards out of our hand, and we can't hold them. There's literally no reason to hold them. And the point is just like we're going to be doing 4 damage every single attack that we do is 2 to 4 damage, and that's totally okay.
Oh yeah, all right, I'm into it.
I effectively made old Mr. Karate. NJ Brock, I'll have to believe you. I never played against Mr. Karate, but I mean, if that was a deck, then I guess we get to sit here and figure out why and how it works, right? We get to see if it's a thing that happens. Ooh, choosing to venomous the Let's Cut Loose. I think that's a wholly solid play. Not having the add a free card to hand, not having the additional draw. Venomous essentially just 1-for-1 his possible +1. Yeah, pretty good stuff.
5.
Choosing not to block goes for the dodge. Man, this is a really hard counter for this deck, actually. So let's talk about dodge. Dodge says that before the damage, it'll deal no damage. You'll still take a little bit of you still pay vitality in order to play it, but this means 2 things. Number 1, Heidi doesn't lose her mech because she paid vitality as opposed to it not doing damage. And then with Hiei, it didn't get to
what do you mean?
It didn't get to go.
You attack. You have 3 attacks. You told me.
And they're arguing about the fact that Hiei won't get to play Match Made in Hell, which says opponent's turn enhance, and we only play 3 attacks. Hiei says that it has to go to momentum in order to be reused, but because of how dodge works, you technically didn't do any damage. So what pieces are Heidi looking for? What are the main important pieces of Heidi? First and foremost, we have blueprints, which we have not found, which is wanting to add a character from discard pile to the top of the deck. We have Mechanical Genius, which lets us play our non-attack cards, aka characters, very easy. And I think the main... we have Heralds of Germana, Germania, which says after you play a character that could normally attach, you add it to your staging area by flipping. And so we could one turn just pop them all out. And then the last big card that we're playing in here that I actually really like, James has built 2 of, and it's actually Secret Stash.
No, we'll respond.
What this does is this actually takes and dumps cards into the discard pile to thin out your deck, and then be picked up with Let's Cut Loose later. So Let's Cut Loose is a free add and then draw 1, and so this is like the main thing that we do, and then keeping my opponent off of their cool cards. Let's go ahead and look at what Hiei's doing. Check a little pour on Hiei. I think the big thing here is we actually have to be like really, really aggressive versus
With its ability?
Yep.
versus Heidi.
Evil, I'll draw a card.
Jagen Binding has an ability that says if it deals damage, you can trade out momentum. 9 times out of 10, I actually just don't even want to do this. When I was playing the deck, I never wanted to like discard a momentum, unless of course it is something like Spell Circle that could just add it back for free. So it looks like Heidi's just trying to figure out how not to lose a mech here, or how to get the most advantage off of pulling up stuff. It looks like we have a couple of characters in our hand.
Yeah.
Sure.
I actually don't think giving speed here is even that great, to be honest.
Pass.
Pass.
6.
Gonna block with a character.
5. 6.
Easy blocks.
Before I would take damage from a block attack, if it would deal 3 or less damage, I can discard a card and make it deal 0.
Yeah, looks like what happened there was we used the ability on Krieger DC to reduce the damage that we would have taken. Really solid versus throw decks, but now we're pushing it into another throw. We did this discard a momentum for essentially free though, which is really, really bad for the Hiei player.
Yeah.
I believe it is the blue and red mechs in play. The red mech says whenever it gets discarded due to a character effect, you stack it on top, and so that includes being detached from with Heidi's ability, as well as being discarded with C, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sure.
All he needs to do, honestly, is like stick one of these attacks. And then we can just start looping it over and over again, because it doesn't look like we actually have any
Pass.
wow, that's actually really, really cool. I like this combo that we're playing. So we're playing all of the mechs. We're playing 4 of each of these additional characters, and then we're playing Evil Eye that says you can block with a character, remove a character from your hand or card pool to then draw an additional card to draw a good block, and then so on and so forth. Hiei's pushing, Hiei's pushing in with a sliding ankle breaker. It's gonna get +2 from the Tombstone Stunner, and then give itself an additional damage. And so it looks like we're gonna have a 7 damage throw coming in.
I'll give it
pretty much putting Heidi back to half health from her current point.
Sure. We'll pass.
Just got 2 sliding ankle breakers on the top. It's actually pretty good.
On a 7. 6, 7. Take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this discards. I discard my card pool.
There's no way that Hiei continues to play attacks. Looks like we just play 1 foundation.
4.
I think this is a good call, and then play another one. So the cool thing that we get now, as we look at this Hiei deck, is now that we have momentum, Hiei says that you have to play them from your momentum before you can play them from your hand. So if we have a Tombstone Stunner and a Sliding Ankle Breaker in our hand as Hiei next turn, we have to play the ones from our momentum first, because Hiei says that you can't play any card from your momentum that you've already played into your card pool. And so there's just you're allowed to double dip and double down on cards. You just have to make sure that you play everything in the correct order. Not to mention we've got a really solid ability of not over till you die, mixed with a Voice of Reason in order to pick up an extra attack. Stack an attack with Not Oversee Die, and then pick it back up with Voice of Reason. So not only do we have resources for attacks inside of our momentum, but we also have resources for attacks inside of our discard pile. So we can define whatever third attack that we want to play, and then play it. What do we have over here to deal with throws? I think the only answer that we have as Heidi to deal with throws is Swordfish, which isn't built, and Dodge, which we've already seen one of. There's no other really... Oh, I guess we do have Immortality.
Yeah, I did.
Flip, if we block with a character card, it deals no damage, but we haven't built one of those.
How many
So
cards
I
in your
actually
hand?
don't
4?
know what... I'm not positive what Heidi can do to stop this throw play. Interesting. Interesting. Also, normally, everybody at home, you cannot look at your momentum once it has gone face down. It is now a private zone. But Hiei actually gets to break that rule and look at his entire momentum, which is how he gets to play the attack. Crossing in the comments, you're in the chat, you're absolutely right. If he can bring the damage to 3 and under, he can use C. Yeah, so we do have quite a few options when it comes to dealing with the throws. Looks like we're playing a sliding ankle breaker. This might just show that we have another one in our hand, so we can just play it.
Not over till you die.
Also, German Temper to kick it. Let me actually see if our list is playing German Temper. If you guys want to catch the lists for my people live on Twitch, go to the stream chat and type in !deck list, and it will bring you to a Patreon link that will let you see every deck that we're playing today. So it looks like we stacked a character on top of our deck in order to make a block happen. It seems a little interesting.
You can have it, that's fine.
Instead, he stacked a character to discard, then draw off of that's really cool. I like that.
I'll give it a damage.
Sure. Well, let's go loose.
I think that Heidi might be setting up to win next turn. So Hiei needs to find this kill on this turn. If he does not find this kill, then the game's probably going to be over. That's what I would assume. I think Heidi's doing a really good job of defending herself versus all these throws.
Yeah.
Cheers. We'll pass.
I will pass as well.
4.
He goes ahead and blocks with a character card. Takes the 3. Nothing gets detached because we don't have anything off of Heidi. So all we got to do is find 2 more 4 damage attacks and make them stick, and then we win the game.
4, 5.
Yep.
My next throw.
Sure. I'll draw a card.
Man, what a solid combo from the Heidi player. Super, super good.
I'll pass.
Pass.
Choosing not to stun on the Tombstone Stunner because, honestly, it just doesn't matter at this point.
Take 2. 1, 2.
We do check a 3, though, so I guess stun one could have mattered. Heidi just has so many ready resources. Heidi goes ahead and takes 2.
Yep.
We've got Jagen Binding
Checks.
on the 4. It's on a 4 because it gets -2 because the last card was blocked. Discard the momentum. That was Spell Circle. If it deals damage, we get to grab another momentum. We can replace the momentum. It's going to be another attack, and then hopefully we get to play it. There is not another throw besides spinning Pile Driver inside the discard pile, and so to get that guaranteed damage. But even then, we're going to be 1 damage short if the card gets full blocked still.
Yes.
Pass.
I'll pass.
On an
But
8,
making
6,
Heidi get rid of
7, 8. Take
making Heidi get rid of all the
2, 3.
Kriegers in her hand is the correct play. We got to make sure that she doesn't have the option to play those. You know what I really wanted to play in this deck, if I could? Like, what would have been really, really cool? All of the attacks that we're playing are actually 4 damage. If we could have figured out some way to sneak the Ini of the Devora kit into this deck, I think it would have been really, really neat.
Is that the fastest speed?
From here, I actually don't know what you pick. I
No,
feel like you have to
no.
pick Spinning Pile Driver just to, like, guarantee the damage. But even then, like...
And then,
You already played one, so you can't play it from your momentum.
oh,
So if you want to change that, go ahead.
Yeah, that is how it works. Like I said in the
The
video.
one stipulation of being cool about Hiei. You can't just choose whatever you want.
I think Spinning Pile Driver is the right choice, but it really is Jeff's call.
Then I'll play it.
Yep.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, this says
4.
Yep.
Rapid Speed Slash is going to be really fast.
I'll use
It's
here.
possible that we... Actually, I don't see how Heidi misses this
Why is
block
that
at
2
all.
speed?
From this, you blocked it.
Oh, yeah.
Or sorry, you did block it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then it doesn't. Dang it! I
Still
thought I got
checking.
everything off of that.
We'll remove this draw card with Evil Eye.
Yeah.
I'm loving this Evil Eye play. It's really, really
Back to
cool.
Void.
I'll pass.
-2 speed.
I'll pass.
6.
Goes to the block on the 6, checks a character,
Hard check
passes it
6.
easy.
You take 2.
Why? That's the only non.
Oh.
That's an on throw.
All right. You took all of these, though, right?
You have to build your foundations, buddy.
I think there's more I can do.
Yeah, you have to build, even if you commit Hiei to do so. One of the big things that people don't do against Heidi that you need to do is you have to build everything that you can.
On a
Build out
6.
your entire hand so you can find a fresh new hand of attacks.
That's fine.
Can't wait to do 27 with my 1 attack.
Okay, so Heidi has everything set up to win this game. Depending on what she raw draws here,
I mean, yeah, probably.
if she finds the mechs, it looks like he's got a couple, at least 3 mechs in his hand from what I can
So let's
see. If we can
Build!
we build, we play blueprints. Oh, we have 4 mechs. So it depends on what colors they are.
6. 5. 6. Respond with Herald. Build it.
Yep.
On a 7. 5. 6. 7. Add a character from discard pile to my hand.
All right,
Yeah.
we've seen the only attack that he plays.
We'll add this blue one.
Quicksure Blitzkrieg, excuse me.
Just to make sure
He has found the last mech for
I'll
sure.
pass.
But the question is can he
Send it for 8.
can he pass it?
So I have no way of actually aborting the attack.
Yeah, the best play that Heidi could do here actually is like play the Blitzkrieg, and then having a
Awesome.
swordfish on board, be able just to put it in its momentum so
Responses?
it doesn't counter as
I
progressive.
wish.
On a 7. 5. 6. 7.
Tempting to play all the Kriegers in order to make it happen.
6.
That's a good one.
7.
If he checks
8.
another 6, he can win.
9. 6. 7. 8. 9.
And there it is.
What a god.
There's the game.
Exodia!
He played Krieger Day Not, gains the effect. As soon as they're all attached, he wins the game. Congrats to Heidi for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. All right, guys, jumping into game 2. We've got Hiei versus Heidi. Heidi barely clutched it out. We could have left Heidi at 1 if we just picked a different choice, and they talked about that in between the the games. The big thing about this deck is this match is going to be how aggressive can Hiei be and stick these throws in order to push his damage through. Heidi's gonna keep that same gameplay going just as much as we can. Yeah, we love seeing Revoke on turn 1 versus this deck. Literally, Heidi doesn't play any enhances that matter. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we actually like save the Revokes for the what is the card? Immortality. Maybe that's a play. I have to change the game score.
3, 4,
Sounds like Heidi checked an attack.
5, 6.
Okay, let's talk about the build.
7.
So it looks like Heidi just built in 2 Leader of the Second Saintly Beast, which is really, really strong
Like
for
a
this
man.
character. Build 6 foundations. It says form destroy via the top 5 cards of your deck. You can add a character. Basically, it's just more copies of Blueprints. And Blueprints is a unique card. Whereas
Immortality's fine.
Sure.
good call. Flipping the Immortality. Where Blueprints is a unique card that searches his entire deck. This
Anything?
searches
Not
basically an eighth of his
we'll
deck in
just
order to
do
find
this.
the a character. And with us playing 20 characters, we're probably gonna find at least one.
Ooh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Hiei opted to play Spinning Power Driver as his first card. The reason this here is to flip Foundation Problems. First
Wow,
thing he
you
flipped
did it.
was
We'll just
first thing that he flipped was the
draw card.
Immortality. Looks like
Yeah.
Heidi's opting to let's cut loose another Immortality up to his hand.
Secret Stash. I'll commit. Remove these 2 foundations to discard your momentum.
James Stevens using the hidden ability on Secret Stash.
Can't let you keep momentum. Like I just can't.
I think you could have saved it for an attack, though. But I guess you
Here's
had
the
no way
thing.
of
It's not
knowing.
like it goes away.
Well, it will when I flip everything.
You're gonna flip everything? Oh, I mean,
If I
when you're-
keep playing my pile driver,
Yeah, what if I attack you next turn? Discard your
You're
pile
not gonna-
driver.
you're not gonna. Nope.
We're talking about Heidi
that's 50
attacking.
as well.
James
And
over
I
here
will
being
pass.
silly.
On a 5.
No, you take 3.
All right, takes the 3, and the thing is now we get
I gotta
Spinning
see the
Power
card in
Driver
your hand.
every single turn.
Sure.
So,
The card you watched me add.
ooh.
How hyped I am for this deck.
Ooh.
I think this deck's really, really cool.
I guess.
We now
will give
get
it a damage.
Spinning Pile Driver. This is
Oh,
just
yeah.
attack on a little bit of extra stuff. Rooting for Hiei just because he lost game 1. I'd love to see it go to game 3.
Pass.
Pass.
But I will say, Heidi's got like this crazy good.
4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7.
Where is it? Crazy good
Okay,
momentum
so
out with Secret Stash of commit, remove 2 foundations. We both discarded momentum. It's so incredibly strong
4.
versus Hiei. It's something, honestly, that sitting there seeing Secret Stash on board, I didn't even think about the fact that it had that other ability, right? It's been so long since I've played with Secret Stash that I just didn't even think about it.
4. On a 5.
He is now taking the advice. He's now completely built out his whole hand. Even if Heidi saw all 3 Corkscrew Blitzkriegs and played all 3 of them, she couldn't do the 27 to kill Hiei.
That's a good one.
And so playing out as much as you can in order to get a fresh grip of 6 new attacks is very much what you need.
On a 3. Form. I'm going to reveal the top 5 cards. I add 1 character gauge attack to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Destroy Foundation to find a 0 mid block is really, really
Sure.
strong in pretty much any deck.
1, 2,
But whenever your discard Destroy Foundation to find your win condition is like the name of the game, it's like even better. We have not played the Immortality yet, which is interesting. I wonder if he's just waiting to play it last because he knows that we have it in our hand, or what?
Stack as we can. And go.
That's a first form, buddy.
Oh, it is. I apologize. It is a first form. For some reason I thought it was just form.
Yeah. If it was just form, it'd be way, way better. It means you could blueprint and grab what you wanted and then play it. Heidi's got to be a little bit slower than that. So whenever we play our spinning pile driver, what do we pick? I think we actually pick the blueprints so that he can't accidentally find the last mech that he needs. Because with enough the staging gear that he has, even with the double German temper, he'd have to like luck into it. Even with only one German temper.
Respond and grab this.
Even with the one German temper, or the Herald of Germania, excuse me. That's what I meant to say. Even with the one Herald of Germania, if we flipped it with the pile driver, it's
God, I already read it and I forgot.
I think making sure that he doesn't have whatever specific mech that he wants
Yeah.
is what is important here.
Seems good.
Going back in for a pile driver.
Guess we have to choose a secret stash.
I guess secret stash is also the option to make sure that we don't keep getting our momentum discarded.
Yeah. I get it.
But basically, we're just like, unless we have another pile driver in our hand, we're kind of saying that like it's okay
No.
that he doesn't. He's just saying it's okay that we don't. Can't figure out what he's using secret stash for. So there's specific defensive combos that he needs, right? When it comes to defending as Heidi, and so like being able to put blueprints in his discard pile and then pull it back out with Let's Cut Loose is really, really strong. Being able to grab the immortality and pull it back out with Let's Cut Loose is really, really strong. You could Let's Cut Loose, find a good block like Herald, and then a second Let's Cut Loose to build it down, and that's fantastic. That's super, super good. But not to mention that. But this also says flip, take 2 cards that aren't mechs and get them out of my deck. Let's take Conquest of Terror and the Bear with the Mackay Whistle, and let's just get them out of my deck. Well, that's 2. I know that I'm not going to draw those 2 cards now, and just statistically, it's closer and closer to drawing the mech that I want.
Spooky.
All right, so we have a dodge. From here, I think we just play as many attacks as we can.
Not passing.
I'll pass.
Too spooky. 4. 5. We'll bounce the jargon form.
And you take 3?
3. Or 2. 1, 2.
Oh, it's base.
It's lowest.
Okay.
It's
so dodge coming in clutch here. We add one of my opponent's foundations, which was an
I will
attack. Which was a foundation that gives us extra damage, which is, I mean, we lost against Heidi versus for 3 damage. If we found 3 damage on 3 other throws, we would have won that game, right? And so Heidi bouncing that foundation is just the correct play.
Dose speeds.
Moving on
There's
to rapid speed slash. This is the only non-attack card that we have, or non-throw card that we have in the deck, and the whole point was just like, if I've got a momentum, I grab an extra momentum. This card basically says +1 to our hand size, because that's like the main thing that Hiei wants to do, right? The way that I equate this character is every time that I hit them, it is draw 1 card on my next turn, because I just keep playing more cards into my momentum, and then I'll have 6 cards in my momentum. I have 6 cards in my hand. I actually have 12 cards in my hand because of how Hiei works. Because if I want to play a card from my momentum, I just play it from my momentum first, and then pick a card up from my hand, and then I play all these unique attacks into my card pool from my momentum, and then I can double up on whatever I want from my hand. I think Hiei is like incredibly slept on, but it's like he's a deck builder's dream. It's like whatever cool card that you want to play, you just get to play them all again. It's cool stuff.
All EX3.
Interesting. He doesn't even care about the momentum. Oh, he's just doing it once. Okay, cool. All right. Get rid of the spell circle. I think it's a fine play. He's just going to get it back. Takes 4 damage. Technically gets to look at a card out of his opponent's hand, but they're just kind of skipping past that. All good options. From here, now we're back to that debate with the spinning pile driver.
two,
Do
the
we
ones you wanna read?
flip the Herald? Do we flip the blue? Yeah, Herald Germania. Do we flip the blueprints?
The ones you don't know what they do because they're too old.
I mean, I read them before, but it's been a while.
I will say Heidi's like one of those characters that like fully loves her entire kit. Like there's actually like not a bad Heidi card to be thrown inside of a Heidi deck. I think that's actually like really, really cool. It also helps that she's got like she technically has got
Iron
2
Grit
pages of
and
support.
These are and
It was the blueprints. The Herald Germania is ready.
that's right. There we go. Fixed it.
Alright.
You're in hands.
I just thought they were.
We just had to flip blueprints.
Uh,
I totally agree with this play. I think making him luck in, draw the correct number of attacks is way better than not. At the same time, though, like
Pass.
here's the big
Pass.
thing about my Hiei deck that I made is I don't actually think you need to give speed to everything,
three.
especially versus a Heidi deck that's just gonna auto block whatever. That's another attack that he like. It's impossible for him to draw.
Take 2.
Don's playable. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Wow.
The removal.
So what just happened there was we checked a 6 check as one of our characters. I can't see because they all have the same pose. There's just a little bit of lighting off. But there's a card
never
called
wanted to
Iron Grip
leave.
that says response remove after you check a 6. Add the checked card to your hand.
Mm.
And so since we got rid of the
you gonna
blueprints,
do?
that apparently was a mech that we
What you gonna
needed.
do?
So we get to kick it back up to our hand.
Wait, you're too good. Okay, never mind. On a 5.
All right, playing back out our Jagen form, a little extra damage on all my cool stuff. Plays out a second one. That's really, really important. And
Let's
then
hope I
from
draw
there,
5?
we added an extra momentum for free. Just pass it. It's 2 free draws, and honestly, it forces him to get rid of cards.
Make a decision, Jeff.
Sorry. It's tough.
I know. It's what do you do? What do you not do? We'll review this ageless. Guess I should have blocked. Oh well. Draw 1.
Was he committed for that last one? Give me 1 second. He can't play for momentum while committed.
Oh.
Happens.
Just commit the wear light.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we fixed it. Thank you, chat. Playing the game by a committee. All right, moving on to Heidi's turn. If she's got it, she's got it. You know, it looks like we have 5 mechs in hand.
Can you
but
do
we
it?
Probably have doubled
Please
up.
end it.
Man, I wish.
All right, yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
what
get
he's
3-4.
saying is we've at least doubled up. We do have to build some sort of defense though, and probably the main
6.
mech, the only mech that he wants to ever play, pretty much
3.
is C and
Whoa.
How'd
How'd you
you
know?
know?
How'd you know?
Got this on 1.
I bet.
Burden
2.
for the red one, and then the blue one. In order to that's his favorite 2 to play defensively. He pretty much will exclusively block with black, green, and yellow.
Have to work so fucking hard.
Free love, I totally agree. This should be curtains
Oh, that's
for
cool.
Heidi. I don't know how she gets through all of these throws.
Yep.
Just play another pile driver, flip the Herald of Germania.
We'll go. So we can look here just in case. That's fine. Okay. We'll just.
I wonder how a moment of rest works inside of Heidi. Or is that the 7th cross ability?
We'll start with someone.
Done on. Yeah.
That's the 7th cross ability? Okay. like a
Next throw attack.
tombstone
And then if it's blocked.
stunner. Treble beat. I'm very happy that that Gauge doesn't work on Heidi. It would actually make the character a little crazy. The deck's already like fine as is. It doesn't need any more speed. In fact, the reason that I put these two matchups against each other is so that we could guarantee doing damage against Heidi. It would make her interesting. I think it just makes her too fast, honestly. It makes her too fast. And you already have a hard time interacting with her.
Yep.
As it forces people to play attacks to get them to work. Yeah, the issue is like under fire you get things like
this one.
Moon Ritual Dance.
What?
I know, right?
Yours.
I think like just playing Moon Ritual Dance is like just enough to be like, oh man, here's the extra one.
Oh.
Don't look at him.
All.
Evil Eye will draw.
Yep.
Air gets both Gauge and throws. Yeah. That's fair.
Pass as well. Oh, 5. Before I would take damage from a 3 or less damage attack, make it deal nothing.
Yeah.
The damage I would take from a block attack is 3 or less. I'd make it do nothing.
It looks like our Tombstone Stunner got blocked when it was going to do 3 or less damage.
Yep.
And we find it. I think at this point,
if it's not blocked,
we actually go ahead and play the
Zero.
spell circle. Get that card. I guess
yep.
we
Oh, that's where I missed.
we have
up.
2 in hand. We play spell circle, and now he can't use the ability of C again since we only have 2.
I will.
I think this is smart
Hiei.
play.
Yep.
Get this binding a little
Respond.
quicker.
Yep. We'll add a card from my momentum to my hand. From my remove from game pile to my hand.
Oh,
Character.
okay. Destroy the foundation in order to do that.
I'll
I guess I'd have
pass.
gotten outplayed there. At the same time, this is going to be doing 4 damage either way, and so
On a 6.
I guess we don't even need to.
6. Take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll ditch this one. Oh, I lost it.
Why are you
James
throwing stuff?
throwing his cards around.
When I lose it, I gain 2.
Cool.
Okay, going back to 5.
On a 5/6.
Rapid
Yep.
speed slash.
5/6.
Yep.
I'll discard that for your card pool.
Oh, so rude.
Yeah, free love. I completely agree.
Pass.
I'll get a momentum.
Yep. Pass.
I'll use Hiei.
Sure. Pass.
Thank you, Jason.
Respond.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Pass.
I'll EX.
Thanks for the follow.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Sure.
Okay, we are determined to make this this hit
Return to
a little
print speed.
interesting because we do have the Evil Eye, and the Revoke comes out.
Okay.
Oh man, what a good card!
Yeah.
Hey, knock it off the card.
6.
Easy counterspell.
12.
Easy. Yeah, I think this might be over. Because even if we check a 6, there's no way that we can commit enough foundations. That's enough out of you. Yeah, quit playing enhances, idiot.
Pass.
Oh, it's in 3 more.
15.
Pass.
Check a 6.
Thank you, Jason.
Oh,
thank you,
no.
thank you.
Even checking.
Greatly appreciate the Twitch Prime. Anybody else, if you got those primes, drop them. Not even if it's on me. You drop them on anybody. So there we go. We have it. That was the game, and we're going into 1-1. Going into game 3. Let's get it. Okay, looks like we're jumping into game 3.
Cool.
Heidi gets to go first, and Heidi drew this really, really spicy card. For anybody just joining us, the way that Heidi works is she wants to build in a brand new She wants to build in all of her mechs, including Cricket Noct, which says that she wins the game. She has 5 different colored mechs that let her win. And he's playing a one-off symboled Call of the Dreamlands, and that says your next 4 non-attack cards ignore progressive difficulty. So this says that you play Call of the Dreamlands, and then you play 4 of your mechs on 6s. And so you just commit 1 card each for each of your cool cards, and then you just...
Nope.
Oh, so
Cool.
close.
You tried to build your entire hand.
I tried. I could have tried harder, but I
Yeah,
really
this
didn't need
this card's really, really cool. I guess you guys can't see it, huh?
7.
Look at that. Call of Dreamlands. This is the card that I was talking about, the off-symboled one. Yeah.
Build because I can.
Okay, so we found the Noct. It doesn't look like we drew the Nuts hand off of Heidi. Or it looks like we found some mech. I honestly just can't tell because of the glare.
6.
Hard checks the next one.
What? You want it?
That's what I'm thinking.
What was that one? Black?
That one's blue. It's like blue. It's like not cool.
Yeah, it sounds like we got a lot of blues out from what they're talking about with the table talk. From here, Hiei actually has a really solid tool
Yeah, you do.
versus really solid tool versus the main counter
fool
of
yourself.
the Heidi deck, which is Reclaiming What's Ours. First form, remove, your opponent reveals their hand, discards an action revealed this way. This guarantees that dodge isn't good. NJ Brock says, I thought about playing the Fish, Tombu, kick Tombu, play Call, play 4 Kriegers. I think an off-symboled Tongpu is like not bad in pretty much any Heidi deck that there is. I think Tongpu, like Blitzkrieg is fine, but like Tongpu's just better, you know? Like it's just a better card. Looking to find the kick him for that combo. Yeah, I think it's good. If I were to play Heidi right now, I would just off symbol 4 of the Dreamland cards.
You can go.
I think the card's actually like super good. Okay, he gets to draw a fresh hand, and his entire job is just to
this is cool.
murder Heidi. That's just all that he wants to do.
Respond?
And you've gotten that spell circle every game.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, even when I
I
played
don't
the
think so.
the pre-game for the pre-show to see if the combo worked, or to
first
see if the
one,
deck
too.
worked.
Reveal your hand. You have an... That's the only action.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See ya, Call of the Dreamlands. Not happening. Not this game. I believe that
Speed
card gets
Flash.
discarded.
Tree
Discarded, not removed.
4. First F, remove.
Is he talking about mine as a discard?
Oh. Yes.
You could get it back, James.
I'll get a moment.
You could make it happen.
What did I get?
Here's yours. Yeah, I will take a look. Somebody in the chat gave me lists to play in a campus championship,
Here.
and the lists were not public. I believe they were privated, and I could not view them, or else I was going to play one of them
Nice.
this week. It might have been NJ Brock, but I do not remember.
Pass.
6.
Ooh, this is really juicy for Hiei. Getting the rapid speed slash to even do half damage is really solid here, because basically, like, versus Heidi, you just have to assume every single one of your attacks is going to get blocked. Wow, that's good.
Check.
Every single one of your attacks is going to get blocked. And so the fact that we went ahead and hit the half block
Wheel.
means that we got to push the 2 damage in.
Trucker.
I guess we didn't because of the CA.
Dang it, I forgot again. Fine. We'll voice of reason.
Draw high.
That's kind of cool, actually. I'm fine with what I did.
Nice.
What did I get in my momentum? Okay.
You also have your retro deck
I
from the tournament.
will-
Could have done so much better. You played a Lilith, correct,
Who's
NJ?
No speedos.
I'll pass.
I'll pass.
He actually found the low block?
Insane.
9.
Actually crazy?
6. aggregate that to my hand. 7.
I'm so mad at myself.
You could also
Nine.
commit Heidi
Won't happen
if you
again.
wanted to.
Happens once a game. That's all you get.
Hey, that's no problem, man. There's going to be more retro events. Okay, so this turn has actually turned out pretty poorly for Hiei. Just based on the ability of C, not to mention
There's no
a
reason to
lucky
do
draw
that.
of jumping into a
So
lucky draw of grabbing.
4.
I don't even know if we necessarily need to play
6.
the foundations out of your momentum, right?
7. 6.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Now if I attack
and
you,
then
you can't stop me.
turn is over.
you're right.
Okay, neither of those did damage, which is fine. NJ, that sounds awful. That sounds like a bad beat.
Am I dead?
6.
One more.
7.
Does Heidi find it?
Not dead yet. So there's that.
Apparently, we have not found
like it.
5
To work
unique
for it a little bit.
mechs. You can't look.
So we'll start by adding some.
Okay, we've added another mech. There's not a way that we can find our mechs with our current board state. We already picked up one.
7?
We can find one.
Yeah.
Because of the
6.
attack. This might be game. Playing the Blitzkrieg.
Draw a card.
If we absolutely need to, we could take and
Yep.
dump
Let's.
the foundation with. Man, there's actually a ton that Hiei can do here to stop everything going on.
Put the secret stash.
Back in my hand.
Yep.
Interesting that we put the secret stash up. What this postures to me is that Heidi's actually going for the win.
Well, I put it to my hand.
If she has the mechs, if she has the other
I'll
two,
destroy Evil Eye.
then
You get the top card.
let's cut loose to add a card back up to hand. Probably going to be either Evil Eye or that secret stash back. Evil Eye to keep drawing, secret stash to keep Hiei off of the momentum that he has.
We'll add the back to hand.
Yeah.
Draw a card.
I'll stack.
What'd you do? Sorry.
I'm using not over.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Puts an attack. This is gonna be. If we have the other two mechs, it is possible that we win because of Herald of Tremania. The question is do we have it? Could we find them? From the way that James played out the Let's Cut Loose and whatnot, I feel like we didn't try to find it. Unless he's trying to thin his deck
5/5 for 8.
in order
Cool,
to
got it.
try and fail those cards. Oh, he already took the damage. Here's the moment of truth.
Mortality.
We do not have it.
I should have played that first on a 5. Didn't matter.
Not punished.
On a 5. And on a 6.
Swordfish is surprisingly good versus Hiei. It basically says his attack has to skip a turn because of the fact that you played it into your card pool. Swordfish tosses it into the momentum,
I turned into
and then
plane.
Hiei is not allowed to play it back.
Above room. I don't need momentum.
I would have actually stuck that in my deck for momentum in case I cycled, but not me. Heidi's got a pretty formidable staging area at this point. If we see a pile
Let's
driver,
just do this. It's fine.
okay.
I'm going to.
Rapid Speed Slash is essentially draw 1 from
Seems good.
momentum. Seems okay.
Here's.
And then we get to look at it. I wonder what it is.
I'll pass.
Here.
Heidi has 4 cards in hand.
I will pass.
I don't know how we do 21 here. That's not what the deck's supposed to do. And obviously,
I'll also
Heidi has an
pass.
answer to the card. Yeah.
Draw 5. We'll bounce Warlight.
Yeah, this looks pretty rough.
Dose or Trice.
This looks pretty rough for Hiei. I think this might actually just be curtains. Just didn't find any gas as we proceed to check it all. Yeah, these foundations actually just don't do anything.
Found your attacks.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Even if you go to fail it, like it's so not the end of the world. There's no reason not to play it. Attacks aren't going to kill you.
Good.
Once again, we hold our breath and see if Heidi finds it.
There's definitely been a problem. I haven't seen a lot of attacks. Still alive. He just went away. How do you not have that?
Man, I'm asking the same question. 3.
If we could find a way to build that down, we might have found it. Right? The second
3.
saintly. So now the whole goal is
I win if I draw you.
the whole goal for Heidi is live one more turn, and then we pretty much have got the game in the bag.
Now I have to work
So build to
most
hold
fucking hard
5,
every
including
fucking once in our life
swordfish, not to
not
mention
take any damage.
immortality.
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
set up.
he just can't take any damage, like he says. He's got 5 cards in hand. He's covering all his block zones. Looks like he's got a dodge in hand.
Gross.
What can he do?
Okay. I have to read this again because it's super confusing.
If you played one,
Okay. So you have to play
Jason,
them
we
from your
actually have
momentum
moved
first.
houses.
if you played one, you can't
And
play
so I'm sitting here watching in one room that we record the podcast in, and then there is another the outer living room. I'm in like a little craft room for the podcast, and then the outer room is that's where they're playing. Scavenger, that'd be pretty rough. Okay, so there's a couple plays that Hiei can do. We have the Not Over Till You Die Voice of Reason stack, but because of Swordfish, it actually cuts that line of play off completely.
Anything?
As soon as Hiei stacks
Can't
the
stop it.
attack,
You can have that
then we
swordfish.
just
Yeah, it's really
Swordfish
cool
back
swordfish
up.
to have in my hand.
But now that line is no longer there. But we did just give an extra block in hand, and so that might not feel amazing.
Pass.
We'll just here. Respond, Jagan form.
Yep.
Let me see a card.
Oh, yeah, sure.
About this one.
One of the big things about Hiei that I'm honestly not a fan of is that he randomly slows the game down by using
Here's-
abilities like Jagan form, right?
Pass.
After
Damage
it
with
receives
success.
a speed bonus, it gets a damage, and then you look at a random card in their hand. That doesn't actually feel very good for the flow of the game. It's a cool ability. I like the ability, but like
Good lord. 1, 2, 3.
it's rough.
We'll bounce though. Where like
Finds another dodge.
this fucking shit doesn't matter.
Flow the damn can be damned. That's fair.
Is blocked? No.
It was not blocked.
It's not blocked.
Dang it.
And it dealt no damage.
I know.
You get nothing out of it.
You're a jerk.
may also be why we can never have official online game. Is coding that in. I
Yep.
mean, I'm sure. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic have figured it out, right? Like their games are like their games honestly are just as complicated as ours.
All right, I guess the immortality then.
Solid.
Flip the immortality. Make sure we can at least do some sort of damage. It was a good play. We just got to knock off a mech. Look at the Yu-Gi-Oh Game Boy Advance game.
Both
Yeah.
discard momentum.
I will.
You can turn that off on the new games.
Not over till you die.
There's a way that you can like hold a button in the new Yu-Gi-Oh games that say that you don't want to chain anything, and so then you just release the button whenever you're ready, and then catch it.
Anything?
What does Heidi do here?
We're
How
gonna
do you-
put the Outworld's Heiress on top of your deck.
Oh my goodness, does that ability just come into play?
This is
Like actually?
remove. Yeah, you remove.
What does this card even do?
Um,
Remove, not flip.
it's remove, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Will.
Yeah, this
add?
I've never seen this ability played once.
On a fort.
It's
Got
neat
it.
that it like actually came in.
We will add this agency ones, I guess. To then.
He caught it, NJ. He caught it. I was more baffled that that ability got played than anything.
Pass.
Pass as well.
Okay, we go to the block.
On a one.
Block with a mech.
Got it.
It'll do less damage,
Put
and
the
then we
damage, we'll
discard
take
with
less.
C and make sure it deals nothing.
Discard.
Man, this card is saving our Heine.
On a 6.
He never reads his cards a lot. That's a bit, yeah.
Voice of Reason.
Discard, draw back up. We
Drop.
found another attack. Remove and then draw.
Yep.
Not block, 2 extra speed, mill
If
2.
it is not blocked.
Yeah, the thing about this Hiei deck is like it doesn't have a ton of
If it's not blocked, you do cool things.
I
ton
got
of
2 speed in my
intricate
next deck.
interactions. It's very much like I'm gonna play 3 maybe 4 enhances on an attack and then just let it go. Never has to like wombo combo off. It's just like a really I think this deck's like a
Spawn
really
taken.
good new player's deck
Sure.
actually. From here, Heidi has to figure out what she wants to block with, what she wants to discard. Basically, like every time that Heidi blocks one of these throws, she's actually discarding 2 cards, which is why cards like Evil Eye and cards like Let's Cut Loose are so important, because Let's Cut Loose lets you draw that extra card. You draw the block plus an extra one, and then go for it.
Anything?
Nah, you're good.
Pass.
It's a 6 mid for 5. Are we just gonna take the 5, go to 11?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Wall test the discard pile on gain 2.
Goes back up to 13. That might be enough to save him actually.
7.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Yeah. Solid play.
And
Gets 2 speed. And block it.
I'll stun 1.
Interesting that we decided to play the stunner now as opposed to next, just because of the fact of
Pass.
Next throw attack.
Pass.
he's banking on it getting
here.
blocked.
Respond, Jagan.
Maybe he can't block it. If we do, we have to block it using Evil Eye as a resource, which wouldn't feel good. I think just taking 5 here is the right call from Heidi. But at the same time, like, we don't want to lose another mech. So, like, we can't just, like, lose 5 all willy-nilly. It's really interesting how Heidi has to play the game, whereas, like, just face tanking stuff is not what she wants to do.
Pass.
Good. I'm good. I said that one right.
A lot.
choose to let it fail, takes the 5. It's gonna
Let's stop my deck.
put the red mech goes to top of deck whenever it gets discarded. And so now either we know that we can draw it off of Evil Eye, possibly, or he's just banking on the fact that he's just going to add it back to his hand because we're out of attacks.
Force you to block? Is that like a good idea?
Yeah, forcing a block would be actually be really, really
I'd rather
good.
just
That's the
put
play that
this
I would
in
attempt to
it.
do.
How many of these have dealt? These two only?
From your momentum?
No, how many of them dealt damage?
Oh, just those two, yeah.
I think you could go for it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I think we just do this.
Yeah, because even if you, that's not what I would have done. I would have definitely thrown an attack.
Ooh.
Even if we commit out, we're like forcing him to interact and discard the creature off the top of his deck. Because of the fact that we have the,
Seems good.
because of the fact that we have the, leader of the second Saintly Beast.
Draw.
Or leader of the Saintly Beast. What's the name of that card?
3.
Leader of the Saintly Beast. Yeah. This card says that we get to mill deeper and to find it. Green card handed. Yeah.
Look at the top 5 cards and add 1 to hand.
Now we have to
Character
venomous this.
features deck to hand.
We have to get rid of this.
What does Herald of Germania do again?
After I play one, I can just add it to my staging area.
Then I'll stop this.
Okay. Good play. But it didn't matter.
Blueprints.
All right. Yeah, good play. I guess that's actually like showing a lot of restraint when it comes to
Again, I played these out of
to
order.
Jeff's play. Because I would have definitely tried to sling another attack to get the attack off the top, and then I wouldn't have had the venomous available.
Is that the one you needed?
It is one of the ones I needed, yeah. I kind of need 3 now.
It's true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like we have 11 foundations on Heidi's side. It's too late now. There's no reason to keep the card. Okay. Hiei looks like 2 momentum, not a spell circle. We might be able to discard and grab a spell circle so that we have good fodder for the secret stash. We just discard the secret stash momentum. I think that's just the right play.
Huh.
Oh, we don't have it anymore because of cycling. Good point. Good point.
We'll go Jacob Binding.
Yep.
Just do a little blind voice of reason.
Interesting.
Yours.
I think with the 4 attacks we have access to, depending on how we get to block with immortality.
Yeah,
Just
that's
kidding. Nothing we can do about that. Because I don't think we had the revoke.
Well, here.
Yep.
Give this thing plus 2 speed, giving it 1 damage.
Pass.
6 for 5. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at in a
If
regular
it's
deck, but
not
like versus
blocked.
Heidi, like 6 speed just doesn't do anything. It's gonna do 3 damage, which means from there
Let's
we
voice
discard
reason
another
again.
card.
Sure.
Double voice of reason.
Pass.
Pass.
Close a block with a mech.
6. Take nothing.
Yeah. Moving on, I think we play we start playing the stuff from our momentum. Next turn, he's probably got it. Heidi does, so we have to put some real pressure on. because he got both blueprints and second saintly, or the leader of the saintly beast. So yeah.
5.
Yep.
I'll give it a damage.
Heidi versus Lilith would have been interesting. I'd have to play 3 or 4 attacks to deal 6 to him. Yeah. Like it's it's kind of crazy how effective this Heidi deck is at surviving.
Yours.
I did this all wrong now. I realize. Oh, you see it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he might have missequenced this attack just because we already have a sliding ankle breaker in our discard pot in our momentum, excuse me. So that means I can't stack sliding ankle breaker on top, or we can't play it from our momentum, excuse me. Which means we just essentially lost a hand size for free.
Pass.
26. 26. It's gonna deal 3 or less, so we'll discard a card and take no damage.
Still no damage. Heidi maybe has no cards in hand?
Yep.
Oh, it has 1 card in hand.
Seems good.
Stun 1.
Sounds good. If I block it with a character.
Yeah, this does say that this does say we have to get a little lucky when it comes to character stuff though. Ooh, what a good play. Wow, what a good play. We're going to revoke the immortality.
Maybe that was wrong. That was probably wrong.
I think that was the right play, actually. I think it was really, really good. Because now what this means is we either take and...
We'll secret stash just so you don't have any momentum.
Twitch being Twitch again? What does that mean? What do you mean Twitch is being Twitch? Is it bugging out?
Pass.
Oh man, that stinks.
6. Project 6. Take 3. 1, 2, 3.
Did you lose 1?
Oh, yeah, sorry. We'll remove that dragon form from the discard pile. Just that top card.
Oh, dragon body.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we got one of the mechs off, so it's just like slow and steady wins the race. It is possible that Heidi does come back and blows us out, but the fact that Heidi now gets to remove the top 10 cards of her deck and has to find very specific pieces means that we could be in for a very long game. And we're already 30 minutes into this game. Kind of crazy. Opts to fail a card. Now,
There's not a lot of characters left in my deck.
there are not a lot.
I have to draw them.
Okay, so what does
Definitely try.
what's Heidi get to do now? Heidi could.
This cut determines your fate, Jeffrey. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of green there. Four green. So saying there's a chance. Draw my last 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Bergen.
Did we find it? Did we
Phone
actually
search.
luck out? Yeah, it looks like we found
Yep.
it.
The one I need is not.
Did you get it?
I think so. I just have to pass it all.
You have to pass. You only have to
There's
pass
still,
3 cards.
I think all 3 attacks are still in the deck, so I can check that.
There are 3 attacks in deck. Yeah.
Okay.
The air version now also doesn't care
6.
if cards get removed just because of the Prism of 7.
Add it down. And then
It is now
on a 6.
impossible to lose.
On a 6 or 7, 6 in turn. Exodia.
And there it is.
Holy fucking shit.
All right, Heidi takes the match,
Dodge
and
OP.
we push into the next one.